Looking inside the Orlando Magic locker room here at the Rocket Arena here, where the Magic are preparing for a game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. We have an Eastern Conference matchup as we have another exciting edition of my 2025-2026 season playthrough. I am Vinny from VW Productions with this NBA2K telecast here. As we look over here, you can't hear it because of all the copyright stuff, so you're just going to have to hear me out here as we have a big matchup here. We got the Cavaliers, who are slumping right now, basically 4-12 since the All-Star break. They were 31-26 at one point, but now they have lost 12 of their last 14. They are now 5 games below 500 and have fallen off. But we see the Orlando Magic, though, in the 6th spot, as we got the Magic and the Cavaliers coming up. And as I said, we are from the Rocket Arena here. As I mentioned, though, the Cavaliers are 5 games below 500. The Magic, though, above 500. They've been like hovering around the 500 mark the entire season here. But now the Magic have played well enough. They are the 6th spot right now. The Cavaliers, you see, falling down at the 7th. As I said, they have been 2-12 in their last 14 games. And that was right around the time that I showcased them in back-to-back games. Thought about actually flexing this game out, but then I'm glad I didn't, because there's a reason why I didn't flex this out, and I'll get to that in a second here. As we look at the starting lineups, we got Suggs, Bane, Wagner, Banchero, and Badaze for Orlando, while the Cavaliers have Cameron Payne, Zach LaVine, DeAndre Hunter, Evan Mobley, and Larry Nance Jr., as the Magic will win the tip to start the game. The reason why I didn't flex this game out is because Orlando sitting at that 6th seed. I see Badaze with a dunk, and the Magic are off to a quick 2-0 start. The reason why, as we're going to get into this, the reason why I did not flex this game out is more because of the Orlando Magic and not because of just how good this paper would be, as Banchero dish it over to Wagner. Wagner for 3, and he's on. Drains it, and it's a quick 5-0 lead. Got the Magic sitting in that 6th spot. First of all, they're 3 games ahead of the Cavaliers. That's going to be big, as if they win this game, they'll be 4 ahead of the Cavaliers with 10 games to play. But also, Orlando is exactly 11 games ahead of the Washington Wizards, with the Wizards sitting in the 11th spot. A win for the Magic or a Wizard loss will give the Magic at least a spot in the play-in tournament, as Badaze will get the rebound off the miss. And there's Badaze with a dunk. He gets a rebound and then comes around and scores again. That's 4 quick points for Badaze. Payne with it here. Dishes it over to Nance, over to Mobley. Cameron Payne has it for the Cavaliers. He'll shoot the 3. That's in there, and the Cavaliers are on the board a minute and a half into the game. But if you enjoy what you've seen so far, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And don't forget the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do come out. And also, there'll be a link to my Cash App. It is not required to donate to enjoy my content, but it's just appreciative to support the content here. And that's a miss right there, as Evan Mobley will get the rebound. DeAndre Hunter with it, as we're 2 minutes into the game here. LaVine, acquired before the deadline from Sacramento. Hunter for 3, no good. That sent Darius Garland the other way. You see Banchero coming around with it. Franz Wagner with the dunk. And there's quickly a timeout for the Cavaliers here. 9:36 to play in the first. We're going to take a timeout as well. Very quick timeout called by the Cavaliers here, as the Orlando Magic off to a quick 9-3 start coming out of the timeout. As I said, the Cavaliers have just been struggling down the road there. As I said, 2-12 in the last 14 games, as LaVine will take the inbound. The Cavaliers have not won a watch game with LaVine in the lineup, by the way. This is the 3rd time. As you see Evan Mobley with the slam dunk. For the Orlando Magic, they have not been featured in a watched game. You see Desmond Bane with that injury icon For now on, I'm just going to say players are hurt. If it says the hurt designation, I'm not going to say they're going to be out. Because it looks like 2K. And you see Badaze getting the offensive rebound and a dunk. He has 6 quick points for the Magic in this game. A couple of those were off the second chance points. The Cavaliers leading it 11-5. Or no, the Magic leading it 11-5. As Levine will shoot it there. That's his first. I believe that's his first points of the game. Could be wrong. But as I said, we are getting closer to the last few weeks of the season. Badaze again with a dunk. He's been on fire to start this game off. That's 8 points for him. The Magic have not been shown since schedule block number 2. They are 2-0 in watched games. Over to Levine. Levine with the jumper. That is no good as Badaze will get the rebound. As Bain will get the 3 there. Payne coming around. That is a miss. Suggs will get the rebound for the Magic. He missed missed an extended amount of time here. It's Boncaro with the bucket. And it's an 11-point lead for the Magic. They are shooting 8 of 10 to start off this game for the Cavaliers, 3 of 8. 11-point lead for Orlando early on. As I said, Orlando will clinch a spot in the play-in, as well as Levine for 3. He will hit it. And the Cavaliers are in double digits in this game. Look at the assist there, 7-2 already. You look at that scoreboard as Boncaro coming around. Boncaro with the jumper. That is no good. Larry Nance Jr. will grab the rebound. Hunter. This is back over to Levine. 15 on the shot clock. Levine for 3. That's off the back iron. Jalen Suggs grabbing the rebound. Over to Franz Wagner. Wagner with the bucket. That's in. I believe that's 7 for him in this game. Jalen Suggs with the assist. Timeout, Cavaliers. We're going to take another one as well. 6:22 to play in the first. We are coming back now here. It's 2010 Orlando right now with 6:22 to play in the first. Magic have not trailed in this game as we have substitutions coming in here. Let's see here. We got Max Strus. Hunter is going to be switching positions. Let's see. Cameron Payne has it for the Cavaliers now. It's Max Strus. Evan Mobley still in the game as well. Levine with the shot. That's in. The machine Levine with the bucket. Look at Franz Wagner dishing it back over to Boncaro. Boncaro over to Badaze. And there's Baines for 3. He nails it. Desmond Bane putting the Magic up by 11 again. The largest lead, ties the largest lead of the game. DeAndre Hunter dishes it over to Cameron Payne. Back over to Strus. Dishes it back to Payne. Over to Levine. Levine for 3. He nails it. Zach Levine with the starting to heat up a little bit for the Cleveland Cavaliers, as I said. Desmond Bane with it. Coming around. He'll get the layup. That's in there. Desmond Bane averaging 22.1 points a game this season here as we're approaching the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. The Orlando Magic up by 10. You see Cameron Payne. Dishes it over to Levine. Levine for 3. That's off the back iron. Badaze will get the rebound. Blackett checks into the game for the Orlando Magic. We did not see that. I didn't get a chance to get to that. Well, as we got more players wanting to come into the game as they're at the scorer's table, Boncaro will get the steal. Boncaro over to Franz Wagner. Wagner with a transition jump shot. No good. Mobley grabbing the rebound. Cameron Payne now has the rock. Dishes it over to Levine. Being guarded by Wagner. 9 on the shot clock. Levine Steps outside. Actually, no, he's on the line. This is over to Mobley. Mobley will shoot the three. That's off the back iron. Banchero will get the rebound for the Orlando Magic. Over to Desmond Bane. Over to Franz Wagner. This is a back to Bane. Over to Banchero. 10 on the shot clock. Banchero coming around. This is over to Bedaze. Bedaze with a dunk. And I believe Bedaze is in double figures already in this first quarter. And it's a 12-point lead for the Magic. Levine for three. Wagner will grab the rebound. You see Desmond Bane coming around with the layup. That's in. It's a 14-point lead for Orlando. The Magic shooting 13 of 18, while the Cavaliers only at 6 of 15. Hunter coming around with a jumper. That's in. DeAndre Hunter ends the little drought there. As Black has it for the Magic. Back over to Desmond Bane. And there, Desmond Bane with a jumper. No good. Cameron Payne grabbing a rebound. Rebounds 10-5 in favor of the Orlando Magic at this point here, as we're under 2.5 to play in the first. Levine will miss that one, make it 11-5 as Black will come with the rebound for the Orlando Magic. He still has it. This is it over to Banchero, back over to Franz Wagner. Wagner over to Desmond Bane. 9 on the shot clock. Bane for three. That's off the back iron. DeAndre Hunter will grab the rebound. 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. 29-17 Orlando. Leading it right now. They're led by as many as 14. Payne for three. That's off the back iron. Bane will grab the rebound. Remember, I will announce tomorrow's game, which will be out at 7 p.m. Eastern. That will be, I'll announce it tomorrow in the later on in the fourth quarter. Bane for three, no good. The calendar date for this day, as I forgot to get to it, will be Tuesday, March 24th, 2026. As Levine will get the shot, I believe they said Strus will get the assist. As there's a timeout called by Orlando, a minute 14 to play in the first. We're going to take a timeout as well. As we are coming out of the timeout, we've got substitutions coming in now. We got Jones. Black is going to be moving to shooting guard. And let's see, for the Cavaliers, we have Porter Jr. and Merrill and Dean Wade coming into the game for the Cavaliers here. Moritz Wagner also checking into the game for the Orlando Magic. There's Black. He has it for the Orlando Magic coming around. It's a shot up as he'll get his first points off the bench. 1 minute to play here. 31-19 Orlando on top. Say 1 minute to play in the first quarter. I say Porter Jr. for the Cavaliers. And that is just a terrible alley-oop attempt as Isaac will get the steal for the Orlando Magic. Franz Wagner has it. Dishing it over to Jones. Back over to Isaac. Back to Franz Wagner. 9 on the shot clock. Is it over? Coming around. Franz Wagner for three. That's off the back iron. Rebound. Shot clock is still on. Look at the Orlando Magic, 12-8 in the rebound edge right now here in the first quarter. 15 to play in the first. 10 on the shot clock. They do have to get a shot off. See Mobley coming around with the dunk. Evan Mobley bringing the Cavaliers to within 10. Wagner coming around. Will he get a shot up? He will get a deep court shot up. That will be no good. And we're at the end of the first quarter here. The Magic leading at 31-21. You're watching the 2025-2026 season playthrough here on Vita Productions. We'll be back to start the second quarter shortly. Get ready to start the second quarter here as Strus will inbound into the Porter Jr. So we got Struss, Porter Jr., I believe Sam Merrill's out on the court, Dean Wade, and we'll figure out who else is there. As that's a three-pointer right there, and it's Cavaliers within 7. Jones, Black, both Wagner brothers, and De Silva are out for the... And that's Evan Mobley was the 5th player. But as I said, Jones, Black, both the Wagner brothers, and De Silva are out on the court for the Magic to start the second quarter. Porter Jr. coming around. And just like that, the Cavaliers are within 7, or within 5, I should say. Wagner coming around. Franz Wagner with the layup is in. And the Magic lead it by 7. This is an important game for both teams, as the Magic coming into this game 6th and the Cavaliers coming into this game 7th in the Eastern Conference. 3 games separating them both. Both teams will have 10 games to play after tonight, as Mobley with the bucket. For the Cavaliers, they get to within 2 of the Orlando Magic, but if the Magic win, they'll have a little bit of a double dip because they'll be 4 up on the Cavaliers for number 6 in the Eastern Conference, and then they will also have clinched a spot in the at least a spot in the play-in tournament. As Wagner with it, 2 on the shot clock, has to get that around. Oh, look at that move by Franz Wagner. That could be worthy enough of a. That could be worthy enough of a YouTube short there. I need to get those out. Porter Jr. for 3, no good. Magic with it. They are out rebounding the Cavaliers 13-9 right now. As we're about 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Franz Wagner over to Black. 3 on the shot clock. Jones for 3. No good. Rebound by Dean Wade. Struss get it over to Porter Jr. Over to Max Struss. Dishing it back over to Evan Mobley. Over to Dean Wade. Dean Wade for 3. He nails it, and the Cavaliers are within 4. Timeout, Orlando. 9:03 to play in the second. We'll take a timeout as well. All right, coming out of the timeout here, we got substitutions for both teams. Actually, we did not get a chance to see it here. We look at the league leaders for free throw percentage in the last 30 days. Sam Merrill, 97.1. That is 3rd in the league right now in that stretch. Sam IMS De Silva will inbound it over to Jalen Suggs. He checks back into the game. Jalen Suggs, who actually grew up going to high school with Paige Beckers of the WNBA, the Dallas Wings of the WNBA. 3 on the shot clock. Suggs will get the shot up. That's no good. Dean Wade grabbing the rebound. Max Struss will have it as he's crossing the half-court line. They shoot it back over to Dean Wade. Wade over to Porter Jr. Back to Struss. Over to Sam Merrill. 8 on the shot clock. Merrill, dish it over to Struss. Struss will miss that one, and De Silva will grab the rebound. Black will have it. Suggs for 3. No good. Dean Wade grabbing the rebound. Over to Sam Merrill. Merrill back over to Porter Jr. Porter Jr. over to Mobley. Mobley will miss that one. De Silva will grab the rebound. Black has it for the Orlando Magic over to Franz Wagner. Wagner for 3. No good. In and out. Dean Wade grabbing a rebound as Porter Jr. will have it for the Cavaliers. Back over to Evan Mobley. Back to Porter Jr. 10 on the shot clock. Porter Jr. dish it over to Mobley. Mobley's going to come around with a slam dunk, and the Cavaliers are within 2. They trail by as many as 14, but Cleveland is hanging out in this game. And now the assists are now 10-9 in favor of Orlando, as you can see on that scoreboard. Jalen Suggs for 3. No good. Mobley, baseball pass over to Merrill. Can the Cavaliers take their first lead? Porter Jr. coming around. He'll get the dunk. That's in there, and we are actually tied now. as both teams are now shooting 52% in this game. We are tied at 35. We get it right up there, 35 all. This is over to Suggs. Suggs for three. No good. Dean Wade, and now the Magic have a chance to take, or no, the Cavaliers have a chance to take the lead for the first time in this game. Porter Jr. coming around with the layup. That is no good. Mobley will get the offensive rebound. Count it! Jalen Suggs called for his second personal foul. First team foul. That's 10 points for Evan Mobley. And Mobley's going to have a chance to complete a three-point play as the Silva and Black are heading to the bench. Payne, Levine, and Hunter back into the game. Strus is still on the court for the Cavaliers as we see Mobley here. Free throw attempt. He will make it. And we will have a timeout by the Magic. 6:08 to play in the second. We're going to take a timeout as well. We look at Cameron Payne, 19 points a game in his last 5 games as he's averaging only 13.3 the entire season, but his Cavaliers are on top by 3 for the first time in this game. Wagner will dish it over to Boncaro from the inbound. Franz Wagner, I believe he's played every minute of this game so far. Dish it over to Boncaro. Boncaro for 3 off the back iron, no good. Mobley will grab the rebound. No points for the Orlando Magic in nearly 4.5 minutes as Mobley's coming around with the layup. It's a 5-point lead for the Cavaliers now. Jalen Suggs with it. Back over to Wagner. Back to Desmond Bane. He's over to Wagner. Wagner, no good. And the drought will continue for the Orlando Magic. Over to Payne. Payne coming around with the bucket. It's a 7-point lead. Suggs will have it. Five minutes to play here in the second quarter. It is 42-35. Suggs only had 8 points and 4 assists in the win against the Indiana Pacers, as Wagner will end the drought there, cutting the deficit to 5. Now it's us talking about the Magic cutting the deficit here as you see Levine. 10 on the shot clock. Levine, is that a 3? That doesn't really matter anyway, as Franz Wagner will get the rebound. That's Moritz Wagner, by the way, that got the point, the bucket there to end that drought. Desmond Bane for 3. No good. Hunter will grab the rebound. Back over to Levine. Levine coming through. That's a steal by Moritz Wagner. Boncaro now with it for the Magic. They should have back over to Bane. Bane for 3. He nails it! And Desmond Bane putting the Magic to within 2. Hunter coming around. And Hunter's going to go to the line with Moritz Wagner getting ready to shoot 2. Or no, Moritz Wagner called for the foul.
At the line for your Cavaliers with 2 shots. Hunter.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
As the first one is made, as Franz Wagner is going to go to the bench, I believe, as Black is coming back into the game. And for the Cavaliers, let's see here. Hunter's going to be moving to small forward. Dean Wade and Larry Nance Jr. back into the game. Hunter makes them both. 44-40. They said the Cavaliers are actually on an 8-game losing streak, as Desmond Bane for 3. Coming around, dishing it back over to Levine. Levine for 3. That's in there. And the Cavaliers up by 4 again. But we saw that little graphic. The Cavaliers are on an 8-game losing streak. Part of the reason why they are now in the play-in position, and there's a little bit of distance here. You see Moncaro there with the bucket. Moritz Wagner will get the assist there. We're back over to Dean Wade, back to Hunter. Hunter dishes it over to Wade. Wade back over to Cameron Payne. There's almost a shot there. Levine for three. No good. Moritz Wagner grabbing the rebound as Jalen Suggs will grab it. It is now the Cavaliers out rebounding the Magic 19-18. Payne for three. No good. That could have brought them back on top again. Cavaliers up by 2 as we're approaching 2:10 to play until halftime. Hunter coming around. That's in there. DeAndre Hunter. And the Cavaliers up by 4. Magic still leading the assist department 12-11, but they are losing in the rebounds as well as they are losing in the most important stat, the scoreboard. But Desmond Bane bringing the Magic to within 3. That's 19 for him in this game. Zach the Machine Levine over to Larry Nance Jr. with the dunk. His father, Larry Sr., also played for the Cavaliers in his career. Bane. Back over to Mo Wagner. Wagner back over to Jalen Suggs. Back over to Black. He's got to get the shot up at some point. He does, and that will hit the back iron. Nance Jr. will grab the rebound. Levine coming around with it. Levine with a jumper. That's no good. Moritz Wagner grabbing the rebound. The Jalen Suggs. 15 points for Zach Levine. To Desmond Bane. Over to Suggs. Suggs with a jumper. That's off the back iron. Wade will grab the rebound. Levine has it with under 30 seconds to play here until halftime. Leading it by 3. Payne for 3. Off the back iron. No good. Desmond Bane has it. Payne only has 5 points and 3 assists there in this first half. Suggs coming around. There's Bane. Bane for 3. Off the back iron. No good. Levine will get the rebound. Levine with a deep 3. That's going to be an air ball, and that will do it for the first half. The Cavaliers were down by 14 in the first quarter at some point. They now have a 51-48 lead going to halftime here. They're trying to end an 8-game losing streak. You're watching the 2025-2026 season playthrough here on Vita Productions, and we're going to send it to the halftime report. We will see you in the second half. Coming back from the halftime report here, getting ready to start the second half here in Cleveland at the Rocket Arena. 51-48, the Cavaliers on top. So we look at some Desmond Bane highlights here, leading, I think he has a game high of 19 points. Definitely leading the Magic right now. If you are enjoying what you're watching right now, before we start the second half, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And also don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do come out, as Levine will take the inbound. As starting lineups for both teams are out to start the second half. See Larry Nance Jr. had a dunk earlier in this game. As you see Levine for three. He nails it. It's a 6-point lead for the Cavaliers. That's 18 points for Levine. Boncaro with the dunk. And as I said, though, if you enjoy this content and you want to support my channel, there is a link to the Cash App in the description down below. It is not required for you to enjoy my content, but it's just to show your support, and any amount would be appreciative. As we see here, back to the game now. Payne for three. That's off the back iron. Franz Wagner grabbing the rebound. Over to Suggs, back over to Bane. This is back to Suggs. Suggs over to Boncaro. 13 on the shot clock. Boncaro coming around over to Badaze. Badaze with the layup, that's in. I think that's the first time I called his name since the first quarter. And the Magic within two. See Evan Mobley dishing it back over to Payne. Payne for three. That's in there. That's a 5-point lead for Payne. Boncaro. This is over to Bane. Bane with a jump shot. That's in there. As I said, it's a lot riding on for both teams here. 3 games separate these two teams, with the Magic ahead in the standings in the 6th spot. 6 and 7, there is a big difference. The 6th seed, you're in the NBA playoffs to start off with. If you're in the 7th, and you have to play at least one play-in game to get into the NBA playoffs. Suggs for three. He nails it, and we are tied at 57. A Magic win will get them not only 4 games ahead of the Cavaliers, but also at least will clinch a spot in the play-in tournament, as Badaze will get the rebound off the miss. For the Cavaliers, a win will not only end their 8-game losing streak, as Boncaro will step out of bounds there very carelessly. You got to have a little more awareness. But also get to within 2 games, as both teams will have 10 games to play after tonight's game. Hunter will inbound it over to Cameron Payne. This is back over to Levine, over to Evan Mobley, to Larry Nance Jr., over to Mobley, and Mobley with the slam dunk. And the Cavaliers are on top, 59-57. Franz Wagner with it. Bane for three. That's no good, and Mobley will grab the rebound. DeAndre Hunter with it for the Cavaliers now. Still has it. This is it over to Mobley. Mobley over to Larry Nance Jr. with the layup, and the Cavaliers are up by 4. Cavaliers shooting 25 of 47 compared to 25 of 50 for the Orlando Magic, which is right at 50%. The Magic started off very hot with their shooting, as Mobley will get the steal off of a careless turnover. Hunter will lose it there, as Bane will get it again. Boncaro coming around the layup, that's in, and the Magic are within 2. 4 minutes here into the third quarter, 61-59 the Cavaliers from the Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. We're watching the 2025-2026 season playthrough here on V-Dub Productions. I am Vinny from V-Dub Productions calling the game. As I said, coming up in the fourth quarter, we'll announce tomorrow's game, as Cameron Payne will miss that one. Boncaro will get the rebound. Over to Suggs. Jalen Suggs back over to Boncaro. 7 on the shot clock here. Boncaro We'll come around that. It looked like Mobley had a piece of it, but it still reached the rim. However, that's still a miss. Mobley does get the rebound. Cameron Payne with it. 14 on the shot clock. Dish it back over to Payne. 10 on the shot clock now. So we're now 7 minutes left to play in the third. Levine will miss that one. Bedaze grabbing the rebound. Suggs coming around back to Bain. Bain for three. No good. Evan Mobley grabbing the rebound. Levine coming through. Dish it over to Hunter, and DeAndre Hunter with a dunk. It's a 4-point lead for the Cavs. 6.5 to play in the third. Bain for three. He nails it. Timeout. Cavaliers. Magic within 1. 6:24 to play in the third. We're going to take a timeout. We have some substitutions coming in now for the Cavaliers, but we're not going to see them yet. Since the All-Star break in steals a game this season, we got Jalen Suggs at 1.9 steals per game. 1 point game here. Mobley's still in there. Cameron Payne's still in there. Back over to DeAndre Hunter. DeAndre Hunter over to Max Strus. To Levine. 5 on the shot clock. Levine over to Mobley. Mobley with a bucket. That's in there. It's a 3-point lead for the Cavaliers as we are now halfway through the third quarter. 17 points for Evan Mobley. 16 of them in the paint. One of them was a free throw. And then they had one opportunity. Franz Wagner for three. He nails it, and we are tied at 65. See the Orlando bench really excited there. Levine with it. 18 on the shot clock. We got DeAndre Hunter. Hunter for three. He nails it, and the Cavaliers are on top by 3 again. See Jalen Suggs crossing the half-court line. Desmond Bain now has it. They shoot it over to Bedaze. Over to Suggs. Suggs for three. That's off the back iron, and Hunter will grab the rebound. Levine coming through. Levine with a dunk! And the Cavaliers are on top by 5. And that is worthy enough of an AT&T Connected Cam. AT&T is sponsor of NBA 2K26, but not a sponsor of my channel yet. Hopefully one day. See Franz Wagner back to Banchero. Over to Bedaze. They shoot it over to Suggs. Suggs back to Banchero. Banchero for three. No good. Mobley grabbing the rebound as Levine. Zach the Machine Levine. I don't know what his actual nickname is, but I just remember watching Glenn Ross with the late Jack Lemmon. His character had the name Levine. As there's a miss right there. I think that was Shelly Levine, so they called him the Machine. So it makes sense this is a game of Machine Levine because that makes rhyme sense, right? In a rhyming way. All right, back to game at hand here. You see Bain with it, 7 on the shot clock. Dishing it back over to Suggs. Suggs for three. That's in there. And the Magic within 2. Very close game. It's been a close game since the second quarter when the Cavaliers decided to come out and wake up. Hunter, that's off the back iron, but does a grabbing a rebound for the Orlando Magic. Wagner with it. They shoot it back over to Suggs. Suggs back to Franz Wagner. Over to Bain. Desmond Bain to Banchero. Banchero puts a shot up. No good. Evan Mobley grabbing the rebound. Levine has it. Over to Levine. That is an alley-oop. Believe that is. Levine gets the assist. Who had the alley-oop there? I didn't get a chance to see that for a second. Timeout, though. We're going to take one as well. 2:40 to play in the third. And we are back. We look at substitutions here. Jones, Black, and Moritz Wagner now into the game for the Cavaliers. And let's look at the Cavaliers here. Porter Jr., Merrill, and Wade now enter the game. Mobley, I think he had the assist. Mobley's still in the game. Franz Wagner. This is over to Black. Back over to Franz Wagner. Over to Jones. 5 on the shot clock. Jones for 3. That is in and out. Dean Wade grabbing the rebound. And Sam Merrill now has the rock as he's crossing the half-court line. Over to Porter Jr. Max Strus with it. Back over to Mobley. Mobley with it. Dish it over to Dean Wade. Dean Wade will make the bucket there. It's a 6-point lead for the Cavaliers. 2 minutes to play in the third. The Magic have not led since the second quarter. As I said, this is huge for both teams. 3 games separating both teams. See Boncaro coming around the layup. That's in there. Magic within 4 as we are approaching a minute and a half to play in the third. Strus for 3. Off the back iron front. Moritz Wagner, as I said, is in there. Black over to Wagner. Wagner, he misses that but gets his offensive rebound. Over to Moritz Wagner now. Black has it. Black for 3. That is off the back iron, and Black will grab the Wade will grab the rebound. What am I talking about? Over to Merrill. Sam Merrill, he misses that one. Black will grab the rebound. Jones over to Franz Wagner. Wagner coming around with the layup opportunity, but he is fouled by Evan Mobley, so Franz Wagner will head to the line. 47.6 seconds to play in the third. As I said, the Cavaliers are on an 8-game losing streak, so a win will not only snap that, but put it to within 2 games of the Magic for number 6 in the East. And for the Magic, if they find a way to win this game, as Wagner will hit the first one here, substitutions. Let's see here. So we got Black moving to the point guard. Suggs back into the game. Tyson and going to come into the game, and Dean Wade moving to center. Wagner will hit them both. Porter Jr. You see Dean Wade, as I said, was just moved to center. Coming around for Max Strus. Strus coming around. Dishes over to Tyson. Tyson for 3. He nails it! Tyson, I believe, came into the game for the first time, and he'll hit a 3-pointer to put the Cavaliers up by 5. De Silva back into the game as well. Franz Wagner. Over to, he'll get the shot up. That's no good. Sam Merrill grabbing the rebound. Max Strus has it. Over to Merrill. Merrill for 3. He nails it. Sam putting the Cavaliers up by 8 late in the third. Wagner from half court. No good. And that will do it at the end of the third quarter. It's the Cavaliers leading the Magic 80-72. You're watching the 2025-2026 season playthrough here on Vita Productions. We'll be back to start the fourth. Getting ready to start the fourth quarter here in Cleveland. We got the State Farm assist of the game. Who will that go to? That was on that alley-oop. I believe that might have been Levine's alley-oop. I don't know. I see Suggs with it. Desmond Bane with it. Back over to Black. Bane for 3. Hits in there, and they need that shot very badly here. Suggs, Bane, Wagner, Moritz Wagner, Black, and De Silva. As you see, Evan Mobley with it. He's out on the court. Start the fourth quarter. Mobley still holding on to it. 2 on the shot clock. Mobley coming around the layup. That is in there. It's a 7-point lead for the Cavs. As see Jalen Suggs. This is over to Bane. Bane coming around. No good. Evan Mobley grabbing the rebound. Sam Merrill has it. Max Strus still out on the court as well. Start the fourth quarter. Back over to Porter Jr. So it's Mobley, Porter Jr., Strus, Merrill, and Dean Wade out there to start the fourth quarter. As you see, Mobley's coming around with the layup. It's a 9-point lead. I believe that's their largest. Black has it for the Orlando Magic. 16 on the shot clock here. The game coming to you from the Rocket Arena. I am Vinny from Vita Productions calling the game. Suggs for 3. He nails it, and he cuts the deficit to 6. As I said, for the Magic, they have a chance to clinch a spot in the play-in tournament and move up by 4 games over the Cavaliers, as Mobley will get the dunk. For the Cavaliers, you see Mobley has 25 points. For the Cavaliers, a win will get them to within 2 games of the Magic for the 6th spot and end an 8-game losing streak. I believe that would also end, I think, a 2 or 3 game losing streak in a watch game. Strus dishes it over to Porter. Porter Jr. for 3. That is off the back iron. Bane will grab it. See Desmond Bane dishes it back over to Moritz Wagner. Back over to Jalen Suggs. Suggs for 3. That's off the back iron, and Porter Jr. will grab the rebound for the Cavs. Porter Jr. with it. Coming around. This should have back over to Wade. Dean Wade for 3. No good. Moritz Wagner grabbing the rebound. And that's just going to be thrown away. Very careless turnover against the Magic there. As we got substitutions for the Cavaliers here, I think. Jalen Tyson coming back into the game. Timeout, Cavaliers. 9 minutes to play. They're leading it by 8. We're going to take a timeout. And we got substitutions. We're looking at it for the Cavaliers side. Levine and Strus now back into the game. Look at, as I mentioned, Larry Nance Jr. You look at his dad's number 22 is retired. Larry Sr. Dean Wade. Over to Evan Mobley. Sam I am with it. She's back over to Strus. Over to Dean Wade. Over to Mobley. Mobley for 3. That's off the back iron. Desmond Bane grabbing the rebound for the Magic here, trailing by 8. They want to try to at least get that play-in spot tonight. As you see, Jalen Suggs. 8.5 to play here in the fourth. Cavaliers leading it by 6. Levine holding on to it now here, 10 on the shot clock. Evan Mobley. Here's Mobley coming around with the layup. That's off the back iron. Moritz Wagner will grab the rebound. Jalen Suggs has it. This should have back over to Desmond Bane. Bane back over to Suggs. Suggs for 3. That's in and out here. Mobley grabbing the rebound. Levine now has it crossing the half-court line here. Under 8 to play. Cavaliers leading it by 8. Sam Merrill with it. This is back over to Levine. 10 on the shot clock. Now we got 5 on the shot clock. This is back over to Strus. Strus for 3. No good. Black will grab the rebound. Back over to Desmond Bane. This is back to Suggs. Bane was an all-star. He got replaced, actually. He replaced Darius Garland. And you see Bane, or was that Suggs that made the shot? This is back over to Wade to Levine. Levine for 3. That's off the back iron. Black will grab the rebound. But as I mentioned, though, Bane became an all-star alternate after the trade with Darius Garland. Bane for 3. No good. Where Garland got traded to Sacramento. As Moritz Wagner with the steal. Over to Suggs. Suggs coming around with a dunk, and the Magic are within 2. Black will get the assist. Zach Levine dishing it over to Merrill. Back over to Max Strus. Strus from deep three. No good. Suggs will get the rebound. A chance to tie or take the lead for the Magic. Suggs coming around. Back over to Black. Black, deep two. In and out. Mobley grabbing the rebound here. Halfway through the fourth quarter, I should say. Strus coming around. Back over to Dean Wade. Wade back to Mobley. 10 on the shot clock. Merrill with it. Back over to Wade. Wade for three. No good. Black will grab the rebound. Get over to Jalen Suggs. And that's stolen by Levine. Levine coming around. Jumper. No good. Strus will get the rebound. And he'll get the put up. And the Cavaliers up by 4. Bane for three. He nails it. Desmond Bane putting the Magic within 1. That's a 12-4 run over the last nearly 7 minutes of this game. Levine coming around. No good. Bane will get the rebound. The Magic with a chance to take the lead again for the first time since the early part of the second quarter. As I've been mentioning, the Magic don't want to go away in this game either. They want to get that play-in spot and get closer to actually clinching the playoff berth, but that's a miss there. Cavaliers will have it again here, 18 on the shot clock. Go over to Strus, back over to Wade, back to Levine. Levine, deep two, no good. Moritz Wagner grabbing the rebound. Desmond Bane with it. Bane with a jumper. That is no good. Evan Mobley grabbing the rebound. Merrill will have it. This is back over to Levine. Levine with a dunk. It's a 3-point lead for the Cavaliers with 3:50 to play. We've been tied a couple times in the second half, but the Cavaliers have not trailed in this second half. Merrill with it. She's back over to Levine. Levine for three. He nails it. It's a 6-point lead for the Cavaliers. I think a timeout might need to be called by the Orlando Magic to regroup. Got players waiting to get back onto the court for both teams. Bane for three. That's no good. Sam Merrill grabbing the rebound. 3 minutes to play in the fourth. Merrill has it. Merrill for three. That's in there. It's a 9-point lead for the Cavaliers. Timeout, Orlando. 2:47 to play. And this game looks like it could get away. We're going to take a timeout as well. Substitutions coming out of the timeouts. We got Franz Wagner, Banchero, and Badaze coming back into the game. And let's see, for the Cavaliers, we got Payne, Hunter, Mobley, and Lance Jr. So the starters are out for the final 2:47. Franz Wagner back over to Badaze now has it. She's over to Banchero. 2:40 to play here. I mean, we did see a 17-2 run. You see Badaze with the dunk. We did see a 17-2 run by the Nuggets last week in a game against the New York Knicks when they were down by 10 with over 3.5 to play, to end up winning the game to end up coming back and winning the game. Nance Jr. coming around. Three, they got to get that shot up. Nance Jr. will get it, but no good. Badaze will get the rebound here as we're down to the final 2 minutes. Banchero, he's rejected by Evan Mobley. That looked like they could have gotten to within 5, but Mobley with a big block there. Levine coming around with the layup. That's in there. The Cavaliers up by 9. Matching their largest lead of the game. Jalen Suggs has it. Minute 40 to play in the fourth. Back over to Banchero. Boncaro coming around with it. Paulo Boncaro, 12 points tonight. Only 12 points tonight. 10 in the paint. Got to make a huge stop here. Hunter with it. Levine for three. That's in there. And they reached 101 points. I believe that, for what I heard, We Want Tacos. I think there's a local taco place that has a promotion. They score 100 or more. But the Cavaliers are up by 10. Under a minute to play here. Hunter with it. This is back over to Levine. Levine for three. No good. Wagner will grab the rebound. Wagner with the bucket. Got under 40 seconds to play here. Do they foul or they just wave the white flag? I don't know, but either way, this is going to be there's a dunk right there. Evan Mobley with the dunk. And I think this is just going to be waving the white flag here. This is a huge win for the Cavaliers as they end an 8-game losing streak, as well as they pulled to within 2 games of the Orlando Magic right now for the 6th spot. Of course, we still got the post-game ticker coming up after we're done looking at the stats here. But the Cavaliers do end an 8-game losing streak. They win 103-93. And they'll go to 34-38 on the season, while the Magic will fall to 36-36. Stay tuned. We are not done yet. Time to look at the post-game player statistics for this game. We got Zach LaVine with 30 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, and a steal. Evan Mobley with 27 points, 21 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. So a 20-20 game for Mobley. DeAndre Hunter, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Cameron Payne, 8 points, 1 rebound, 5 assists. Dean Wade, 8 points, 10 rebounds off the bench. Sam Iam, 6 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Larry Nance Jr., only 4 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. Craig Porter Jr., 4 points and 1 rebound and 5 assists. Followed by Jalen Tyson, 3 points. That was actually, he had a big, huge 3-pointer there before the end of that third quarter. Max Strus, 2 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists. Then we had Lonzo Ball. Tyrese Proctor did not play for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And now for the Orlando Magic, Desmond Bane with 30 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Franz Wagner, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Jalen Suggs at 15 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Goga Bitadze, 14 points, 9 rebounds, just short of a double-double. Paulo Boncaro, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 10 assists, and 2 steals. Double-double for him. Anthony Black, 2 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Moritz Wagner, 2 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 assist and 2 steals. No stats for Tyus Jones. You do have Tristan Da Silva, 2 points and 1 rebound, or 2 rebounds and 1 assist. And then we got Jonathan Isaac, just 1 steal. Jet Howard, Jace Richardson, Noah Pinda. They did not play for the Orlando Magic, and that is it for your player statistics. Now time for the post-game ticker brought to you by 2K Sports. We start off with the Kings 139-115 over the Charlotte Hornets. The Kings are now within 3.5 games of the San Antonio Spurs for that 10th spot in the play-in tournament, and are tied with the Pelicans, by the way, because the Pelicans lost 112-86 to the New York Knicks. Game that we just watched, the Cavaliers put an end to their 8-game losing streak, winning 103-93, getting to within 2 games of the Orlando Magic for number 6 in the Eastern Conference, and preventing the Magic as of right now from clinching a spot in the play-in tournament. And then we have the Denver Nuggets 129-101 winners over the Phoenix Suns. Now for the games played on Wednesday, March 25th, 2026, we have the Pistons 111-83 winners over the Hawks. The Lakers 115-114 winners over the Indiana Pacers. That means the Lakers will clinch a play-in spot at least. So they are the 6th team in the Western Conference to at least clinch a play-in spot. They do have a solid 5-game lead over the Dallas Mavericks as of right now. So they could be pretty soon clinching that play-in spot. We'll see how things go. The 76ers 132-125 winners over the Chicago Bulls. The Thunder 145, the Celtics 121. We have the Heat 148 and the Cavaliers 120, which will put the Cavaliers now, dropping them 2.5 games behind the Orlando Magic now. And now we'll make it losers of 9 of their last 10, and then also 13 of their last 16 games. We got the Spurs 145 and the Grizzlies 126. The Wizards 116 and the Jazz 97, which will prevent the Magic from clinching a play-in spot with that Wizards win. And then we have the Rockets 100-98 winners over the Minnesota Timberwolves. Then we got the Mavericks 160-141 winners over the Denver Nuggets, and that is huge because the Mavericks want to at least stay in that 7 or 8 spot, and that is a log jam right now between 7 to 10 in that Western Conference. But it is still a huge win for them because the Warriors also win 123-88 over the Brooklyn Nets. Then we have the Bucks 133 and the Trailblazers 125, followed by the Clippers 135-103 winners over the Toronto Raptors. And now for Thursday, March 26, 2026, we have the Knicks 116-90 winners over the Charlotte Hornets. And I forgot to mention, the Hornets are now mathematically eliminated from, it wasn't likely they were going to get a play-in spot anyway, but we can actually now nail that. Their coffin shut. They're mathematically eliminated. The Pelicans fall to the Pistons 117-113, which means they are now in a virtual tie. Actually, now have to hold the tiebreaker over the Cleveland Cavaliers for 7th in the Eastern Conference. And they're now within 2 games of the Orlando Magic because the Magic lost 116-103 to the Sacramento Kings, once again preventing the Magic from at least clinching a play-in spot. The Kings at 38-36 been on a very much of a surge, but they are now 3.5 games back with 9 to play, or with 8 to play, I should say. Time is running out for the Kings, so they're going to need somebody like Phoenix, who's ahead of them, to start faltering a little bit. But that is your post-game ticker, as my buddy RJL Network would say. If your team won, congratulations. If not, there's always tomorrow. It is now time for the injury report for the games played after March 26, 2026. Sixers fully healthy. The Bucks are without Miles Turner. He is hurt, I should say. But we know how if you have the hurt designation, 2K likes to override it now. Bulls are fully healthy. The Cavaliers are still without Jared Allen, Donovan Mitchell, and Luke Travers. Derek White is now hurt as Jason Tatum is back in, but that's going to be too little too late because the Celtics, I think, still have a slim shot, but they are close to being eliminated. The Clippers are without Jevon Carter and Derek Jones Jr. Actually, they are hurt. If we were to watch them in a watched game, I guarantee you they'll be playing. Jalen Wells is hurt. Dyson Daniels is hurt. Terry Rozier is out with the suspension. Then we got Spencer Dinwiddie, Pat Connaughton, and Colin Sexton. Yeah, just shut them down the rest of the season because the Hornets are mathematically eliminated. Jazz are fully healthy. The Kings are fully healthy. Anunoby is hurt, is out, but McBride is hurt for the Knicks. Austin Reeves out for the Lakers. Wendell Carter Jr. is out for the Orlando Magic, but Desmond Bane is now recovering. He is day-to-day, so he should be fully healthy. And only Cooper Flagg is out for the Dallas Mavericks as P.J. Washington is back into the lineup for them. For the Brooklyn Nets, we got Zaire Williams, Michael Porter Jr., and Noah Clowney are out. Aaron Gordon and Jamal Murray are hurt. Halliburton and McConnell are out. Mathurin is hurt. Guarantee you we'll probably see him in a watch game. Zion Williamson is out for the Pelicans. And for the Pistons, LeVert is out, but Saucer Robinson are hurt, and we all know what 2K likes to do if we were to see them in a watch game. And then we got Sandro Mamukelashvili, however you pronounce his name, for the Toronto Raptors. He is hurt. Fred VanVleet is out, but Jabari Smith Jr. is hurt. Victor Wembanyama is hurt for the Spurs. Dylan Brooks out for the Suns, but Maluch is hurt for the Suns. The Thunder are fully healthy. Timberwolves are fully healthy. Lillard, as we know, he's been out for all season. Williams is hurt, and Kamara is recovering. Gary Payton II is hurt as Buddy Hield is fully healthy. And then we got Bilal Coulibaly, who is recovering day-to-day for the Washington Wizards. And we could still see the Wizards in the final week of the season. We don't know yet. Depending on how their situation is, trying to fight for that 10th spot. They are currently sitting in 11th, and I think they are still within striking distance to this point. But that is it for your injury report. I do want to apologize to anybody who watched this game. I did say that I was going to announce in the fourth quarter who was going to be in this game, but unfortunately for me, I did not get a chance to. I totally spaced on announcing tomorrow's game, and that will be the Los Angeles Clippers and the Indiana Pacers. I tried to look to see if there was any other matchup that was worth it, but unfortunately, looking at the schedule, I don't think there was any other games that were worth me putting over this game. And as I said, the Clippers actually do have a spot in the NBA playoffs, in the Western Conference playoffs, while the Pacers have a spot in the play-in tournament at least. So this was just a game that I just had to put on because it's probably the only game between two teams that are actually in it. But that is your game for tomorrow. That will be the calendar date of March 27, 2026 for that game. And that's going to do it. If you enjoyed it, please do leave a like, comment, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you are new to this channel. And also, as I said, in the description down below will be the link to my Cash App. Once again, the Cash App donation to Cash App is not required for anybody to watch my content. However, if I ever get to a point where I have channel memberships, yes, I will make a members only, or maybe for a perk. If you become a channel member of mine, that you will eventually get to see videos in advance, depending on what I do. So that is a perk there. And that will do it. Reminding everybody the final score of the game. The Cleveland Cavaliers defeat the Orlando Magic 103-93, preventing the Magic from clinching a spot in the Eastern Conference play-in tournament. And I am Vinny from VDub Productions, and I am signing off.